Hello and welcome to a game of Dota 2. We are here with the Corsair Gaming Summer Tournament. It is a match in Group C. The first match in Group C even, which will decide which one of these two teams will drop down to the loser bracket and which one will move on to the winners bracket. It is a GSL style mini double elimination bracket for each group, and the top two of each group will move on to the playoffs. So TCM Gaming will be on the dire side for this match. It is the best out of three, so this is only game number one. We have got Fnatic on the Radiant side, and with me is my co-caster. It is Kanaz. Welcome to the broadcast and good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Happy to be here.
You sound very happy to be here. I am happy that you are here, so that's at least one of us. That's awesome. We have a Treant ban out. I have to say, I haven't seen TCM play in quite some time. The time that we saw them play was probably for Starladder before they went to DreamHack. They didn't really do too well in DreamHack, but at Starladder they actually did quite okay. They ended like in the middle-ish, which is pretty decent. They go for a gimmicky strat that we have seen a couple of times before. It is the Naga Siren with the Dazzle. I like it.
Yeah,
they do give away their cards though.
It gives minus armor and then physical damage from Dazzle. He has like physical nukes, so it can work out well that way. Yeah, it gives away a lot of what they're going to be doing in their tri-lane, and they know that Naga's on the field, so they can start banning out other sort of AoE heroes as the draft goes on. Like the Puck would have been a pretty good one.
Yeah, the
and
Darkseer
yeah.
as well.
All right.
Exactly. So that's already two out of there. We still have, of course, got quite a few in the pool, but yeah, Fnatic, I mean, now that they know what TCM is doing, they can ban out against it, and I actually think maybe TCM is gonna pretend that this is what they're gonna do, and they're gonna bait out bans from Fnatic, and it ends up not actually being as standard as I'm expecting it to be, as we are expecting it to be.
Yeah, it's hard to say exactly what we're gonna see coming out from TCM.
Games.
This kind of when you Dazzle Naga, like your first two picks, you gotta assume that the draft is gonna be pretty strange. Yeah. And they're probably gonna pick up a lot of unconventional heroes if they're not bothering to pick up something a little bit earlier in the draft, since neither of these heroes are particularly commonly banned out. Maybe Naga, but that's like against VP only, and I can't think of anyone else I've even seen Naga banned out against.
And I would assume like Naga and Dazzle would both still be in the pool for the second two pickups, and maybe they rather should have maybe gone for the Gyrocopter that they ban out themselves right now, or Lifesteer, who's still in the pool by the way. We've got Fnatic, they ban out mid-hero, OD, and the off-laner Lone Druid. And the Weaver goes to TCM. So a hero that we have seen quite a lot of lately, the Weaver that is. But mostly...
Minus armor strat.
Minus armor strat.
It's a minus armor strat. They've already got so much minus armor. Maybe they'll get
Swarm, of course. Or
yeah, only a little bit of minus armor on the Swarm, but yeah, they're getting a lot of physical damage on the board right now, and heroes like Darkseer and Puck aren't really resilient to just taking a lot of physical damage. Neither has particularly high armor, or Darkseer has like a pretty good HP pool, but Puck doesn't have either, really. And that game goes on if TCM actually stacks minus armor and does something strange.
Yeah, Fnatic, they want a piece of that, so they pick up the Rubik. And you were talking about minus armor. Lich actually gives armor, so you're gonna reduce the armor of yourself. Of your opponents, obviously. And you are gonna be giving extra armor to your teammates. So this is indeed, it's looking pretty, well, I wouldn't say scary, but it is at least thought out. So this TCM is a team with a plan. And I think that's always scary. Like,
yeah, and I'm interested to see where Lich will end up. It looks like it's probably going to be a support with this lineup. It's possible it could be something like offlane Lich, Weaver mid, or even Naga Siren mid, Weaver tri-lane.
Dazzle mid.
A Dazzle mid. With these three other heroes, I can't imagine it's going to be Dazzle mid, but teams have surprised me before with like Spirit Breaker mid, so who knows?
Who knows? And Spirit Breaker mid was also a Swedish team. Just saying, TCM is a Swedish team, so, you know, Swedes, crazy people, you know?
I was say, are you just implying that Swedes are insane? Because maybe that's the case.
Maybe. Could be. We have a gen pickup. I'm not entirely convinced about pickup. I mean, we know what TCM's plan is, right? So what's Fnatic's plan? They've got mid-game in terms of the puck. They don't really have late game just yet, and we have TCM also banning out against it. Fnatic is missing their main carry hero. The Chen, I mean, he's not going to be that much impact on the lane itself, and I mean the safe lane that I'm expecting Fnatic will do. And if TCM is running an aggressive tri lane, that might actually be trouble for Fnatic. But it will really depend on what TCM is going to do with their lineup. Some extra pushing for Fnatic. I do like that the Chen in terms of having the heal, extra sustainability, because you're gonna need it.
Yeah, the extra heal from Chen can really help them in teamfights if TCM sort of try and wombo combo them here. They don't really have anything picked up for that yet, just sort of Naga Siren to sleep in for initiation, I guess, and maybe pick someone off before the fight really gets going. But the Chen heal can sort of mitigate that fact very easily while Chen himself stays back from the sleep. They don't focus him down. And if they do, then they have to worry about Darkseer and Puck sort of catching them as they group up on the Chen. So it's a pick that could work out if it gets some decent farm early, gets some levels so they can get some points into that heal, and they don't really absolutely get destroyed in lane as a result of having a Chen jungle.
Yeah, we have some mid heroes again banned out by Fnatic. Queen of Pain, of course, a hero that was still in the pool that would be doing okay-ish up against the Puck. And TCM, well, we already said like they have multiple options in terms of mid. For now, I think we can agree, well, now definitely that Tinker will be mid, and then we are gonna see a tri lane. I'm actually hoping that it will be an aggressive tri lane, and then Weaver on the safe lane. And Weaver up against a Darkseer should be okay if he gets the fast Tranquils, if he gets pulled, maybe a bit of regen.
They could certainly do that if they're confident against this tri-lane from Fnatic. And of course with Chen and Rubik, it's not really going to be the strongest tri-lane to begin with. So it seems kind of likely to me that they'll probably end up running the aggressive tri-lane, but if they really want to secure the farm of the Naga, it's always safer to just go safe lane.
Yeah. Well, maybe Fnatic wants to dodge aggressive tri-lane. Goes for aggressive tri-lane, and then TCM doesn't want to go for an aggressive tri-lane, goes for a safe lane, and then we still have an aggressive tri-lane. Sorry, I always think about too much of these mind games thingies, and it never actually happens.
Yeah, you're thinking harder about their draft than the teams are.
Yeah.
Fnatic, you know, they could do that very easily. It's really risky with a Chen if you're going to try and offensively jungle Chen.
Well,
or if you're going to run
TCM,
like an aggressive dual lane.
TCM doesn't really have a jungle hero themselves. Oh god, Morphling. I actually... Well, he is tough to gank. He can get extra HPs, but I don't know how effective he is. The one thing that of course we have to take into account is that Naga Siren, she has got of course her net, and if they are going to go for an aggressive tri lane, that net will be one of the setup spells, and Morphling can weave out of that net, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be nice for him to have as, well, if they are going to go for that aggressive tri lane. And just in general in the entire game, to be fair.
Yeah, it makes him a little bit safer. Morphling also has pretty good stats, just because you can, you know, put a lot of points into agility or what have you. So he'll have quite a bit of armor. The thing is, he has to be really careful if he tries to strength morph just to survive. If they end up going on him pretty hard with like Naga Dazzle, and he gets all that minus armor on him, he can drop very quickly if he... Just morphing into strength might not always save you when you're up against something that does a lot of physical burst damage.
Right. Let's see who is playing or what. It will be TCM on the Dire side. As my camera movement is awesome. Thank you. It will be Lich, played by Hawaii, who is apparently muted. Luckily for lobbies, that doesn't really matter at all. We have Blueberry Ninja playing the Weaver. It will be Atsi playing the Dazzle for his team. Arise, who is still playing the stand-in for TCM, I believe. He has been playing the stand-in for a while. He will be going into that mid lane. Of course, at some point he was a member of KP in the solo mid as well, as he had some nice plays with Magnus's at that time. And we have Go Audio, the farmer, playing the Naga Siren for TCM Gaming. And that is everybody on the Dire side, as we are gonna see Fnatic scouting them out in their jungle. And look at this aggressive warding. They have 3 wards planted, and oh my god, that sent ward is only gonna catch out one. I was gonna say, because observer wards are very important in the start, and I believe they ping where that ward is. Perhaps they're gonna place another one. Will they place another one?
It's possible if they're certain that they think one's there.
Yeah, they place a sentry ward. So this is 2 sentry ward placed. But yeah, observer wards already countered right now means that like you have no vision for 4.5 minutes. This is the only ward that actually gives vision for 4.5 minutes. And that's gonna be putting TCM a little bit in the dark. And they are gonna run a safe tri lane, semi-safe dual lane, and Hawaii with the semi-aggressive dual bottom lane.
Yeah, I think it's going to be mostly just Lich hanging out down here, denying experience from the Morphling as much as possible. Because they know Morphling's going to be down in this lane. He might move around. We saw this the other day as well, where I think it was in the mid lane maybe. Lich was just hanging out there for a while, just like kind of dual laning. You just pick whoever you want to shut down the hardest, and in this game I guess it's Morphling, not really the puck. And Lich will hang out around. It keeps Weaver a little bit safer. They're still trying to find that sentry ward, by the way. Fly.
There's only 1 tango left on that Rubik. That's really sad.
Oh, and I didn't go over the players. We're gonna fly on the Rubik. They're initiating.
Yeah, Blue Bear Ninja might be in some trouble. There is a waveform as well, and he will try to go for first blood. Gets it as well. Era gets the first blood on his name. And by the way, Era is the only player card I have so far. Isn't that nice?
I don't have any player cards.
Oh, unlucky you.
Like 6 people got some in a game last night and I didn't get one. It sucked. We're gonna have Era play the Morphling, of course, who just got that first blood. In the jungle, it's the Chen gonna be handled by No Tail, and of course, kills already taken place.
Yeah,
Multiple lanes.
Arise goes down. Hani was able to get a kill. Very early kill though. Like this was just harassment. We saw the harassment going back and forth already, and in theory that should not happen. I mean,
yeah,
not that way.
especially with Laser up on Arise.
Yeah.
That's him having to basically die to nukes or just getting way overconfident.
Yep.
But it is Hani who just got that kill in the mid lane on the puck, and finally their off lane will be handled by Trixie on the Darkseer.
Yeah, who is trying to disrupt the pool here a bit from Etsy. And I mean, it will be half successful. He will be able to get some last hit still. And of course, experience as well with that Iron Shell there. He could go tower skipping the creeps, but with the Dazzle around there, it's not really desirable because 1 net and you'll be stuck. And he can't surge himself out, unfortunately.
Naga, not the ideal to try and tower skip behind. It net lasts quite some time, and of course they're just going to hang out following Darkseer around until the very last second. Right as he surges, that's when you throw the net, and then he wastes it. It can't really get away.
Yep. So that was 2 kills already going away from Fnatic, and to be fair, I think both kills kind of felt a bit sloppy play from TCM. Like we already discussed, like that Tinker with the laser build, he should not die. Or at least that's just carelessness and him getting harassed or not timing his bottle movements well and not staying back enough in time. The Weaver going out that far also quite surprising. I mean, he did have a Shikushi, I believe, but not able to do anything with it, and just Era picking up a solid kill there. I mean, that's a safe lane Morphling that you give even more farm, even though you are trying to stop him from farming because you've got 2 people on the lane. And you are actually hoping to stop him from farming because otherwise you put only 1 person on the lane.
Yeah, he had the Shikuchi, but I think he used it to last hit and then went for a little bit of harass, ended up next to them. And it was just coming off cooldown when they got the kill. So that's definitely not what you want to be doing in lane. And mid lane they're trading again.
Yeah. Bit of aggression coming off from Honey, jumping towards his orb, but Arise. The double damage rune scary enough to force Honey, or at least to make sure that Honey doesn't really chase anything. Doesn't really force anything out. In the meantime, they finally were able to find the sentry ward, or actually maybe it vanished. No, it actually got countered. Well, great news. New sentry ward gets placed though. And this is also the other sentry ward being, or other observer ward being counted for TCM. So TCM is, like, has got no vision for a total of now 30 seconds left. In the meantime, Puck goes down the mid lane, the double damage rune was still ticking, and this time the harassment was there. Probably some nice baited out phase shifts, as apparently this is kill miss day in the mid lane for me. Let's hope this doesn't persist.
Yeah, you really don't expect them to be
they
killing
shouldn't.
each other
They
like
shouldn't.
this.
Like, if you see a matchup Tinker Puck, you think, okay, the matchup will be in favor of the Puck, but Tinker won't die and we'll get levels, and slowly but steadily we'll build up to his boot to travel. That's how it should go. And maybe until Puck is level 6, or when Puck is level 6, he'll be able to kill off the Tinker. That's how you would expect it to go. But both have already killed it off each other once. And just shows that they are playing a bit more aggressive, a bit more confident perhaps. And look at that, Hani taking a lot of harassment again. This time though, he has bottle charges. So he will be able to stay alive. But Arise definitely showing that a Tinker versus a Puck, definitely not a lost matchup for Tinker. Sorry.
Background cats.
Yeah.
Is under attack.
Yeah, things are not really. It's kind of even. Ish in the mid lane, like whatever happens there. If they're both farming, that's great. If they get some ganks off and maybe kill one of them, try to shut down the Tinker particularly early, who needs a lot of farm to get mobile on the map with the boots of travel, all the better. And I think it was probably just Hani. That last kill took place when they were racing for the rune.
Yeah.
And maybe Hani just overextended a little bit. Thought he was ahead because he got that first kill, and probably was a little bit ahead. But if you get out of position in a matchup like this, they both have so much damage that you can die pretty much instantly, and here we go.
They go for a Rise. Telekinesis will be there as well because two people smoking to get in, and I mean that's a clear kill. Tinker, his weakness in the lane is of course he has no escape mechanism. Apart from maybe blocking his escape path with March of the Machines. But yeah, you need to kind of set that up. In the meantime, Trixie's having a tough time here. GoAudio, no mana left for him anymore. It actually takes quite a bit of harassment from that Iron Shell, but really wants his kill. Healing will go off as well. There's another surge, but that is going to be Trixie home safe. And Hani actually comes in, jumps himself in with the orb. There he goes for Atsi. Can he get something done? Of course, the Dream Coil already on cooldown from earlier, so he doesn't get anything done. And Trixie actually just used his Soul Ring. So has to be really careful there. In the meantime, the mid tower actually went down. That was still the result of Arise dying and a Chen coming in with, of course, that troll summoner with the skeleton summons, and that's gonna be first tower down in the game.
Yeah, and just nobody really rotated back towards that mid lane to try and help out while Arise was down, and that just leaves the tower dying. Fnatic gets it completely for free. It wasn't even that fast of a push. It was just no one was ready to respond.
Ooh, Jello Grave by Atsi, keeping him alive for a little while longer. 3 HP. Here goes Hani though. He might be able to get a kill here. I think he should be able to get a kill here. There's no mana up on Atsi, and he'll end up going down. In the meantime, we have got Trixie chased down by GoAudio. There is another surge up right now, so that should be no. Hello, Rocket. And by Trixie. Arise coming in to save the day, at least getting a kill in return for the Dazzle, which is actually a pretty okay trade. Especially considering that there was, I believe it was only Naga Siren that was in range for that experience. Oh, Dream Coil Lich. He rotated top. He's gonna regret that though, because Hani gets himself another kill. And that's gonna be him involved in 4 kills out of the 5. In the meantime, Weaver has been left alone there. Era, he's 25 for 8. With Blueberry Ninja sitting on 30 for 5. So, Blueberry Ninja actually getting ahead here in terms of last hits.
Yeah, which is not really surprising. There's just so many creeps you lose when a Lich sits down there, and if you don't have those creeps to last hit, even if you're doing better in percentage of creeps you're getting, just the number you're getting is always going to be lower. So, Lich is fine down there, and they're trying to go on Blueberry Ninja again. They get the lift.
Oh, can he get himself away? We from there. There's the Tsukushi in 1 second, but it's going to be too late. Era adds another kill to his total. The Sentry Ward was there, but he was already out of range of that. So just 1 extra second, and he could have lived, but no can do right now, and that's gonna be 6-2 on the kill score in total. And fights on the top lane. Yay! It's gonna be Atsi dead. Here comes a song, slightly too late to save his teammate, and I'm not sure what GoAudio is aiming for here because I'm thinking he is still in a little bit of trouble. Here comes a surge up on Hani with the Iron Shell. That's already GoAudio out of mana. Blueberry Ninja comes in, wants to go for Hani, but he jumps himself towards his orb, and he is gonna be on the run. Here comes a net though. The surge is gonna be too late. Dream Coil will stop GoAudio for a little bit. It's still gonna be Weaver that goes down first, and all of a sudden GoAudio, he is running for his life yet again. Everybody that comes in to help him dies. I feel kind of sorry for him, but he is actually on the path of destruction as well, at least. his destruction, that is, as he is still getting chased around, tries to juke it a little bit. Shallow Grave might actually be enough. Go Audio running for his life, getting chased down by Trixie. Trixie, who does have another Surge, doesn't have another Iron Shell though, and the net might actually be just enough. Trixie uses Soul Ring, that's going to be another Iron Shell, but he doesn't have a Surge and he just TPs himself out. The heal is not going to be enough to kill him off, and that is going to be Go Audio alive, still 8-2, and that's a tower down for Fnatic as well, while that all was going on.
Yeah, they get a bunch of kills out of that. They end up getting the tower down as well. And no one... Like, this Weaver needs to realize that he's playing Weaver. And you can't actually do that right now. Try and just charge up directly adjacent to a Puck and be like, oh, I'm gonna kill you. Because Puck does a lot of magic damage, and Weaver does not have a lot of HP.
And on top of that, he wasn't level 6 yet at that time. So maybe he would have even had a time lapse otherwise, and he would have been able to stay alive, but... You know, he wasn't level 6, so no time lapse.
He died like in the duration of the silence even.
That's just, yeah, you can't do that. In the meantime though, the Tinker still doesn't have boots of travel, so the towers that are going down right now are just fairly easy targets for Fnatic, even though the March of the Machines is attempted a little bit. They just can't get it done. Fortification will go on, but there is actually 4 people bashing on this tier 2. Right here. The March of the Machines is the only thing that the Tinker can do. Where is that Tinker? Oh, it's very far back. Is that the... No. Telekinesis, Arise, tried to go for another March of Machines, will regret it.
Yeah, and that's why he was so far back.
Yep.
The second he got close, it's just an easy kill. And he thought maybe he'd be able to get it off and run in time, but Fly's doing pretty okay. He's got mana boots on, which makes him faster than Tinker right now.
Yeah, and he has a Shikushi.
Oh yeah, he's still Shikuchi. That's really good for him to initiate in there. Just haste at him, lift him, and that's an easy kill with all those heroes down there. Same here on Blueberry Ninja.
Yeah, Blueberry Ninja, a lot of trouble again. Silence stop. This time he time lapses though. Just when the silence goes off, he runs into a sentry where Dream Coil is gonna be there, and that will still be his end. Dominating era, and I mean he hasn't even left his lane yet, and he is 4-0. And I mean, why would they stop? Parts of machines would be an okay reason, actually.
Yeah, and trying to initiate on the Tinker into high ground is not particularly easy 11-12 minutes into the game. All these heroes are still pretty low. They can force it if they really want to, but the losses they can expect are also a lot higher than they need to be.
Yeah, you can't really afford to really throw things at this time to give your enemy team anything. Especially since you're so far ahead, especially in levels, you give your enemy so much experience. Hani able to jump himself to the low ground here. I mean, there's 3 people top. We haven't really seen the combination of the Naga Siren and the Dazzle working, and the thing is that combination is strongest in the early game because it's so much burst damage. But they can't get anything there. Oh, blink in, silence. It's gonna be Atsi once again, and vacuum back in. Still a Shallow Grave. Net gets dodged, nicely done, and Atsi will live. Darkseer Wall actually gets thrown on that one for Trixie. It was quite surprising for that one, but... Well...
Yeah, it's a little unusual that they just like chuck the wall out there, especially the level 1 wall. It doesn't particularly last a long time. I guess they really wanted to try and set up this kill on Goryo and then the tower.
Yeah,
There's the sleep though.
They want to try and get these kills. It's not the easiest targets to take down though. One with the surge, the other one with an escape mechanism and the phase shift. And it's gonna be Go Audio that might actually go down. Lich Ultimate bouncing through, helping out. Hawaio coming in. Darkseer goes down and the puck drops as well. And I have to say, I think that was Lich that just saved the day right there because Go Audio was very low there for a second.
Yeah, there's a good chance Go Audio would have died. I think they would have been able to kill probably both of them with the way that Hani ended up using his orb. But Lich coming in, popping the ultimate, and getting a couple good bounces, that's enough to just keep Go Audio alive, get both kills, and then they could try and push this tier 1 tower. But while that was going on, Era did get Roshan.
Yeah, it feels like Fnatic, they're just fighting 2 different battles right here. I mean, Puck has been rotating to a little bit of both lanes, but I mean, there's 3 people bottom, there's 2 people top. And they are basically winning both of those lanes that way. And that's
yeah, things are not looking particularly good for TCM. Here they go again.
Yeah, Hani with the Dream Coil up on 2. They just try to run though. TPR from Go Audio should be able to do just that, but maybe Atsi will be able to get picked off here, Hani. Well, yeah, that's gotta be a kill. And actually, that is Shallow Grave stolen, or is that the Weave? No, Shallow Grave actually got stolen. That's a really great spell to have.
It's a very interesting spell to have at the very least, especially if you don't expect it and it comes out. It can be devastating for your team if you commit on a hero. Dazzle should be aware that he stole it. He had or could have seen it coming off of him. That's you informing your team right away. Be like, hey, he stole the Shallow Grave. Don't overcommit to a hero because you'll just get punished very hard. But they lose another tower out of that, and Fnatic have no reason to stop going into a tier 2 like this.
Yeah, and to be fair, I mean, TCM, they shouldn't even want to fight right now because they can't. The only thing that they can hope to do is that March of the Machine spam, and even that they can't do properly. It is 15 minutes into the game in a Rise. He doesn't have his boot to travel just yet. He can't really split push as much as he would want to force Fnatic back towards their side of the map somehow. There is a push going on in the mid lane. Go Audio and Blueberry Ninja able to take down a tier 1 already. Tier 2 getting quite some harassment, but the TPs come in and blink forward. Actually, Hani, he wants to go for this. He doesn't have a Dream Coil, but he does have it in another 5 seconds, so let's see if he's gonna chase until that happens. He might actually just do that. There's gonna be a song there as well, though, in 35 if need be. TP out. Well, that's gonna be something that you can force out. It's nicely done.
Top tower is under attack.
Yeah, that was a little unusual, I think, from Hani trying to chase that far. There's like almost no way he gets that kill. Now they're sending Hani back to base, actually. And then he's gonna orb back. Interesting. I guess he like net lost like 10 mana or something from that play. That's
well, did he
weird.
have his blink dagger before then? Yes, he did.
Yeah, I don't. He didn't.
Like, what did he? Did he buy something, or has he his bottle refilled? No, he had a double damage. Right?
Yeah, the double damage. I have no idea what the purpose
well,
of
trolling.
Just to show us that they could.
Yeah, perhaps. Oh, there goes it. Is there gonna be a song? There could be. Hani. There comes the Lich ultimate. Hand of God already going through, and Hani already back. Send home. This time for real. No tail. Gonna be able to. Oh. Yeah.
Oh, that bounce.
That bounce was not necessary, but hey, it's only 2 hits in total, and TCM, they have to back off because they just lost one of their bigger fighting abilities.
Yeah, and without the Chain Frost, I don't think they could fight at all here against Fnatic, especially with an Aegis up on Morphling at almost a Lincoln Sphere now, only about 200 gold there. It's going to be really, really difficult for them to actually take a fight if Fnatic just group up in the mid lane, and that's looks like exactly what they're going to do. Shen could use another creep, though.
Yeah, you can pick it up in the jungle, but actually at the moment Darkseer is farming there, so we'll probably wait for that. We do have maybe some pressure being applied on the bottom lane there. Era coming there with his illusion. Wanted to defend his tier 1, even though it's on the brink of destruction anyway. But yeah, Fnatic, they're just so far ahead. They're all over 12k gold in favor. Experience graph sitting at 7,500, and Fnatic is just like, normally you think, okay, TCM, at least they have late game. I wouldn't even give them that, purely because of the Morphling, as well as of course the Chen heal and the teamfight potential that Fnatic has for themselves. Even disregarding the teamfight that TCM has.
And Blueberry Ninja gonna sneak that tower kill. Just from behind Era, because it's tier 1, doesn't have the backdoor protection. But like, they're doing this, and in the meantime their tier 2 is taking some damage. I guess they're not really committing too hard to this push. A lot of heroes have split up, they're going to just farm elsewhere. But Trixie is farming the Radiant jungle, Era is pushing out bottom lane, and in the meantime TCM is kind of forced to group up. They can't really farm safely elsewhere on the map. And that's not what you want to be doing, obviously. The starvation Dota, where you're just going to sit there, farm everywhere on the map, keep the enemy team grouped up constantly with the threat of pushing. And like a Rise, he has boots of travel now, but all of his time is still focused on this mid lane just to keep them off this tier 2 tower.
Yeah, which is, by the way, the only tier 2 that's still standing on the map for TCM. And I'm not surprised to see that Blueberry is indeed oh, Koryu? Hello? Hello? You can't get that.
Not quite.
One Gemini attack would have done it, but yeah, he only got 1 level in that, so it's not enough. And there goes the pipe. Fnatic, they're gonna go in, March of the Machines or not. Blink forward, Dream Coil, they want to try and take down a Rise, but here comes a song. This is gonna be TCM's counter initiation. They have got everything up again, but the positioning of Fnatic is actually quite spread out. What can they do? Darkseer roll goes down, Vacuum in there as well. It's Fnatic that is forcing everybody back. Lich ultimate still flying through. Have some creeps, of course, of Chen that try to deflect it a little bit. Successfully so, and it is nobody dying just yet. Trixie in some trouble. Blueberry Ninja time-lapsing himself out into safety, and that is gonna be everybody of Fnatic still up and running, and they are able to take down a tier 2. TCM though, I guess, I mean, it was a great vacuum wall. I guess they can be lucky that they didn't actually die.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, it's one of those fights where Fnatic, they got initiated on pretty hard, but the person who it was Trixie, which is pretty much the ideal for Fnatic. He's not going to die instantly. They don't really have stuns on TCM, and by don't really I mean they have no stuns. So he's going to get his spells off, and at that point, the counter initiation can come in, the vacuum, the Dream Coil from the Puck, and TCM, they aren't really in a position where they can just deal enough damage to fight quickly. And when that happens, Fnatic win the fight because they're going to take towers, they're going to push them back, and TCM can't fight without their big team finals.
Yeah, and one thing I just want to point out, because, I mean, I think we have said in Starlight Cast when we saw TCM playing that Go Audio is actually, or I'm not sure if he still is, but he was the holder of the record of the most last hits in one game. And known as a pretty solid farmer, but considering he was on the safe lane, I mean, yeah, he was up against the Darkseers, not the most ideal target. His farm is really low. He's only now got his diffusal blade. Well, I say only now. He needs about 150 gold still, and then he has it. But it's actually really not that good, considering there's also 2 towers down on their side, and he hasn't died yet. So it's not that. It's not that he hasn't, you know, he has lost gold because he died, because he hasn't died. He's having a rough time, and that's all in the hands of Trixie. Of course, Hani came around there, and they did a bit of cat and mouse play, which did stop his farming a little bit, but shouldn't have made that big of a difference, I think.
I think the real key to this is that Go Audio is completely necessary to TCM being able to do anything in a fight right now.
Yeah.
If they don't have Go Audio around, they can't fight at all. And with all this pressure coming up from Fnatic, Go Audio is constantly forced to group up with his team. And if he's doing that, he's not farming. Because if you really look at like the last hits board, not really anyone is that farmed in this game.
Perfect.
There's no one just... Yeah, Trixie's doing a lot of farming, which is not surprising if you've ever watched Fnatic play. But otherwise, it's not really anything. And Fly got initiating Nazi.
Yeah, Telekinesis was there, Vacuum as well. That should be Outsi dead. He might Shallow Grave himself. And actually, TCM is going to use this as an initiation tool, and they are able to get down Trixie, and Atsi lives. Here comes Hani, tries to make a difference, gets a kill up on the Naga Siren. It's an okay trade again. Can they get anything more? There goes the steal. He gets himself the Shikushi from Blue Bear Ninja, and I mean that's gonna be it. Naga Siren for Darkseer though. You just said like they kind of have to have Go Audio. They won't have it. On the other side, Fnatic kind of wants to have Trixie on their side as well.
Yeah, and they're low enough level that they'll have Go Audio long before any push actually comes in Tier 3. And I wouldn't expect Fnatic to really try and push right now anyways. Roshan going to be responding momentarily, about a minute. They, at the very least, will wait for that Aegis.
Maybe they will wait for the shotgun from Era, because it looks like he is actually going for that. A lot of people to shotgun here in this game. It means that we do have Fly just trying to be a bit of a nuisance here. There is a sentry ward down though, so he has to be careful, but you already pointed out, I mean, there's no real stun. And Naga Siren was, of course, not there, so he is okay. Naga Siren is the one that has the solid disable with the net. I say solid, you can of course still run away and then get netted a bit further away, but it is gonna hit. Unless you're Puck.
Yeah, it's basically the fights are going to get harder and harder, especially as Eric gets the shotgun. He's able to just kill like Dazzle or Lich as the fight starts, or I guess even Tinker. Tinker's not going to have a lot of HP and will be kind of vulnerable to that. He takes one of those heroes out before the fight starts. It becomes even harder for TCM to really survive. And one of the benefits of being ahead, an item like Ethereal Blade is pretty much amazing when you're ahead. It does so much damage that the supports on the enemy team basically won't have impact in any fight.
Very true. In the meantime, we already had... I mean, No-Tail had his mechanism very fast. I'm just gonna see if he's here, because, I mean, there's basically been about killing things and skirmishes all over the map the entire time. So, Blink Dagger up on Fly. We already had Hani with the Blink Dagger. You also picked up Boots of Travel, as well as the gem. So that's gonna be Weaver in a bit more trouble. And, of course, the push. Perhaps a bit more from Hani. I'm just able to initiate a bit better, be all over the map, just trying to shut TCM down. Starve them. We already saw the items of Era. Who am I missing? Trixie has got a pipe, is building towards the Shivas, I would guess. And on the side of TCM, I'm not really expecting to see any really big items. We already saw the Diffusal, but I mean, there's no mechanism yet. Hawaiio's still building towards it. Weaver doesn't really have anything apart from Treads and an Aquila. And Dazzle doesn't really have anything. Tinker has Boots of Travel, but other than that, a Blink Dagger, which is actually quite okay, but Not enough just yet. And they are gonna not be able to fight up against Fnatic here for the Roshan. So Fnatic will take the Rosh for free.
Yeah, it's, again, they just can't really fight here. They're gonna try and kill Trixie off. If they get him, it's pretty big.
It's gonna be Naga Siren already picked up. Hand of God already going through as well. As we also see Atsi going down. Arise, gonna be the next target. That Lich ultimate.
That was really confusing. So, Rubik stole Lich ult.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I saw bounces all over the place. Lich is gonna die as well. Whoa. Nice rockets. Fly still gets picked up by the creeps. And rockets will fly, but Era will still live. We have a 3-for-1 trade. In favor of Fnatic, obviously. But oh my god, that Lich ultimate. It was just like... Yeah.
It was really silly. So Morphling gonna get sent back to base. He has a Chen illusion here, so they can continue the push immediately. Afterwards, they're still gonna have 3 heroes, and it's all their cores up and at full health. I don't know if they're gonna be able to do it just because TCM have everyone alive, get low level, quick respawn.
That's the upside. They didn't buy anything back, right? Oh, actually, Tinker bought back. It was 4 people dying then, as Tinker bought back.
Yeah, and if Tinker doesn't buy back, I think they probably get the tower. They just force the issue. But with Tinker buying back, they keep those heroes off the tower. They keep the creep wave off. Just enough time for his team to respawn. And as a result, Fnatic just going to go back to farming. And we're about 100 gold away from that Ethereal Blade on the Morphling.
Yeah, and the question is, when are they going to go high ground? Is it going to be when they pick off Arise again? So that they actually get, you know, no margin of machine spam. And then they can run up the hill and kill stuff? They still have to deal with the song. Like, the team fight potential from TCM is still there, and even though, of course, Fnatic, they're very far ahead. They can still throw this. Because the setup for TCM, like, if they have everything properly done, they can still get a couple of pickoffs, and they won't, I mean, they won't get a team wipe. That's probably for sure, or that is for sure. And Fnatic won't have a team wipe, but TCM is able to pick up a couple of heroes to make sure Fnatic is not pushing up the hill again, and that will buy Go Audio more time to farm, as we have actually an Aghanims up on Chen.
Yeah, and with that, it's going to be pretty easy for them to just push through the margin of the machines and force the team fight in the tower if they want to. They have the mechanism, they have the level only 2 channel, but it's the 30-second heal channel. So if they can even sort of get down Tinker, it'll be amazing. If they can just sit there and force the issue through the march of the machines, that'll probably be okay for them as well soon. Yeah. I don't think anyone else is particularly close to an item. Maybe Trixie. Yeah, Trixie actually has Sheeva's done.
Ah, no, already done? Is it in the courier, the rest part? I guess it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that is one rich Darkseer. Darkseer is actually second highest on net worth. Era, I mean, clear winner of that ranking list. He is almost double the amount of net worth as the Tinker. And the smoke actually goes off for Era and some creeps. And with creeps I mean Chen creeps. Let's see what he can do with this. He wants to have the first showing of his Ethereal Blade. He can't find the Rise though. He is stuck in the jungle. He's gonna look for someone, but... yeah, his smoke of course already went off because of a Rise. And there is a ward up here in the high ground, so they did see him moving around. And they would have also seen the Ethereal Blood. And that Hand of God was probably just to heal up Chen's creeps.
Yep, with the 30-second cooldown, you can use it a lot more, whatever, just heal all the time if you need to. Go Audio is farming in the Radiant jungle via illusions, which is really sad when it's the only thing you can do in a game. You just have to stand around on your side of the map and try and find farm with your illusions somewhere.
Yeah. And I mean, one of the risks with that, or downsides, is you don't get experience from that. You get gold, yes, but not experience, and that's gonna start coming into play as well, because I mean he is level 12 right now, Naga Siren, still the 4th lowest on the map, because everybody else of Fnatic is level 12 or higher.
Yep, and here we go, Era, morphing everything into agility. It is time. He's gonna try and find someone out. They spotted him. They're pinging around where he is.
I'm just gonna wait and see if he finds someone, because it's gonna be interesting to see that happen. And also, I think he wants to try and go for a Rise, just to get that guy out of the way.
Yeah, obviously getting a Rise would be the absolute ideal. But if he could take down Lich before he gets his ult off or anything like that, ooh.
Yeah, he wanted to. But look at him morphing into agility. He can just take down this tower by himself. In the meantime, the rest of his team is pounding on the tier 3 top. But yeah, tier 3 middle is going to be very close to dying as well. Era, you have to be careful there though.
He's got an illusion all the way
Yeah,
back.
but he's still morphed into agility so far. There he goes. Actually, that's a song. He just morphs into the song. Morphing into strength already, though. Let's see what TCM can do. The marching machines go through. Here comes Trixie with the vacuum into the wall. Up on 4. Let's Shotman bouncing through as well. But is it going to be enough? Trixie is going to get 1 kill. He wants to go audio next. That's going to be the Ethereal Blade paying off, killing off Atsy's Dazzle. And it looks like TCM cannot get anybody with that initiation. Dream Coil upon Blueberry Ninja. He already used his time lapse and he is gonna get dropped. And there is only 2 people left alive of TCM and they're sitting in their base. Because they cannot do anything. They're gonna see their melee barracks getting picked off.
Dire's top barracks has
Yeah,
fallen.
they can't fight, and they probably know that. That was even like the perfect initiation for them. They caught almost everyone with the song. Era even like teleported into it for some reason. Tinker just getting a random kill here on Chen. But it's just not quite enough. They don't have the damage. They're way behind in levels.
God, that was another bomb.
Yeah, they're just...
That was lich. I wouldn't be surprised to see the GG anytime soon. I mean, it's kind of over. I don't think Fnatic is gonna leave the base anymore, and they don't need to because of the Chen, who is back up again in 30 seconds, will have his Hand of God again. And I mean, you know, why leave?
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
Oh, Era, that Lincoln's working for him.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Are they actually
Yeah.
gonna leave? Oh, he's gonna buy something. That's what he's doing. 4,600 gold. And he gets himself a Manta Style. I'm not sure why he walked to the secret shop.
He was thinking about maybe a heart or a butterfly, and was just like, Manta instead.
Fair
Now he's
enough.
just standing, and the Martian Machines is like half his HP. Whatever.
There's the Hand of God. Chen is back. Dagon's being picked up. And that's gonna be Era. Oh, he relocated to his illusion
Radiant's
top.
bottom tower is under attack.
And that's gonna be Weaver dead. I mean, TCM, it's brave that they continue to fight on, but... Oh, Era
Dire's middle
might
barracks
be in some
are under
trouble.
attack.
Never mind. There comes a song, and it's actually helping him a little bit. Goadia won't be able to go for him. Blink forward from Arise. And everybody lives for TCM for a little while longer.
Dire's middle
Apart from maybe Hawaii, who's getting chased out by Trixie. Telekinesis is gonna be there as well. I mean... Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Just be like, yeah, this game is very, it's been over for a while.
Yeah.
And we just get to wait until TCM decide to call it GG. It's kind of a little silly at this point that they're not, considering that they have like less than 5% to win. It's probably less than 1% to win. And they have another game to play immediately afterwards. So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
know
This, it is,
so-
of course, the best out of 3 people. We are watching the group stages for Group B of the Corsair Gaming Summer Tournament, and it is a mini double elimination bracket. So the loser of this best of 3 will go to the loser bracket, which is played tonight, or at least round 1 of it is played tonight. The winner will be playing tomorrow in the winners bracket finals, and the top 2 of each group go through to the playoffs. So
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
that's where you want to be. The other 2 teams in Group B, by the way, are Quantic and KP, so that game will be happening after this best out of 3. But first, we're gonna see Game 2 of Fnatic versus TCM. The GGs have been called. No surprise to anybody, as you know, ending up on plus 30k on everything in advance, and yeah, that's gonna be putting Fnatic 1-0 up versus TCM.
What GG means? It means GG.
Surprise.
GG WP? PGG. Oh, okay.
PGG. Anyway, let's have ourselves game number 2. Stick around for more Dota 2 action coming your way.